What can I get for you?
A new batch of ale, right? Like we talked about.
Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamertag is iRyeni, that's IRYENI, and then you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of Modded Monday. We're on week number 269 now, guys. I've picked out 5 new mods for you guys to check out and perhaps add them to your load order if you find them interesting. But like always, before we jump into them, I want to remind you guys that I'm partnered with GamerSupps, which in my opinion is the best energy drink on the market. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to check out the link in the description where you can go to their store page, and you can also use the code RTD for a 10% discount on all your purchases. I also want to say, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any brand new mods each and every single week. Now that all that's out of the way, we can jump into this week's mods. And starting us off, we have a simple lockpicking mod called Dear Diary Lockpick Interface. Now the mod page reads that what this mod does is an instant lockpick meter above the lockpicking interface, which if you're like me and you hate the lockpicking mechanic in Skyrim, this will help you allow and simply unlock chests more easily. And as you can see by the showcase here, whenever you go into the lockpicking interface, it'll actually show you a little meter on where you can actually unlock it from instead of having to jiggle the lock back and forth and stuff like that. The only problem that I may have with this mod is I wish it was kind of a perk that you had to work to get instead of it just being all around throughout the entire game of Skyrim right whenever you start out. But if you're like the mod creator and you hate the lockpicking mechanic, then I guess this would be incredibly useful. I for one just think you should have to work for a little something here so that you can actually unlock this mechanic, but if you actually truly hate the lockpicking mechanic and you want to have it so that you can unlock anything, if you have a little meter at the top, it'll actually also show you the percentage of how much health your lockpick has left before it breaks. It's pretty much just a very simple mod that allows you to bypass the lockpicking mechanic and unlock anything that you'd want all throughout Skyrim, and that's definitely why this mod's featured here at a number 5 spot this week. So if you're sick of the lockpicking mechanic in Skyrim, then the Dear Diary lockpick interface is definitely a mod I'd recommend trying out. Coming in at the number 4 spot this week, we have a brand new player home that fits all within a small little scroll that you can summon and actually go to at any time. This is a Shard of Coldharbour. And the mod page reads that this is a fortress in your very own pocket realm of Coldharbour, and a lesser power can take you to oblivion and back. Desecrate the amulets of the divines and the altar of Molag Bal, collect Azure Plasm, and it's fully nav meshed as well. And the mod creator goes on to say that they wanted a small, easy to access with fast loading times house, and this fortress is comparable in size to any other vanilla home, but in addition has large areas to conjure things and roam around a little. It's fully nav meshed like I said and uses idle markers, and they were planning to create a quest to obtain the scroll that gives you the power to teleport to Coldharbour, but that takes a while. So for now you'll get it in your inventory as soon as you start the mod. But instead of it actually being in your inventory as soon as you start, you have to go to the College of Winterhold, and then you can find it on the ground in the Hall of Attainment. Now when it comes to the features that you get, within this house you have a planar shift lesser power that allows you to teleport into Coldharbour and back exactly where you stand all throughout Skyrim. You have all of the crafting stations except for staff, chopping block, and spiders, a double bed with the well rested bonus, and a vampire bonus if you're a vampire. You have 42 containers to store all of your stuff, 3 mannequins, 6 weapon racks, and 2 weapon plaques, as well as 1 large display case. There's also a blood barrel that gives you a blood potion once per day, and an Azure Plasm wellspring pool provides Azure Plasm, of course. You have an altar of Molag Bal, which is a crafting station, and 4 new lore-friendly books that explain the origin and function of the home and the new stations. You can find them on the corner shelf inside the bedroom. Another thing that you can do within this player home is create desecrated amulets of the divines, and they require that you have 100% enchanting, and the recipes are not cheap, to prevent them from being overpowered. You can create the desecrated amulet of Akatosh, Arcade, Debella, Julianos, Kinnereth, Mara, Stendar, Talos, and Zenithar, and all of these have different types of enchantments that are incredibly powerful. some of which include a 30% shout cooldown, 35% archery and water walking, 20% enchanting, 50 health, and 100% health regen. You also have a 35% resist fire, frost, and lightning, 35% destruction, 50 magicka, and 100% magicka regen, and even one that gives you 35% to one-handed, 100% stamina regen, and water breathing. So there's so many powerful enchants that you can get within these Desecrated Amulets of the Divines, and I love that we have a brand new crafting station within this pocket realm. There's also other smaller things that you can find within the player home, such as mimic stones that allow you to clone crafting materials and scroll crafting. So there's so much featured within this 57.15 megabyte mod, all within this pocket realm that you can travel to whenever you're all throughout Skyrim, no matter where you are, and that's definitely why this mod's featured here at our number 4 spot this week. So if you're looking for a brand new player home that you can travel to at any time throughout Skyrim, then a Shard of Coldharbour is definitely a mod I'd recommend checking out, so go download it and give it a try for yourself. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we have a brand new complete overhaul of Whiterun, the exterior and the interiors, and it looks absolutely amazing. This is Shish 15's Boreal Whiterun. And the mod page reads that this is a comprehensive and detailed retexture that transforms Whiterun into a more modern, civilized, and lore-friendly town. It uses handmade textures from real pine and spruce wood, and they reduce the resolution of these textures for 1K for Xbox usage and performance. And if you're like me and feel that Whiterun is one of the greatest cities in the game, you know, if I had to rank the cities within Skyrim that I travel to the most and actually like the looks of, I would probably rank Whiterun as number 1 and probably Solitude as 2 and maybe Riften as 3, but also let me know what you guys think of the cities in Whiterun and what your favorites are down in the comments. But this is a great little retexture that they have for Whiterun here, so if you have the space available, it's definitely a mod I'd recommend checking out, because I mean, just look at these new areas. And it's not a mod that just does the exterior, it also does the interior as well. And it was able to go together with other Whiterun mods that I also have installed, such as the one that adds walls to the exterior of Whiterun and actually spruces up the exteriors, and then other mods on top of that, such as Whiterun City Full of Life, which adds a bunch of more plant life around the city and adds a couple more decorations and just so much flora that it looks absolutely amazing. I had no trouble or skips or any type of crashes within this list, and if you are going to combine a bunch of Whiterun mods together and actually make it a very spruced up town and completely transform it, then you definitely want to load your other Whiterun mods above this mod and then put this one at the bottom of them, and then you can truly remaster the city of Whiterun. You know, I always spend the beginning of my time here, I do most of the quests within the city, and I don't really feel complete until I complete most of the things within the city of Whiterun and actually get their quests done, and even the small house of Breezehome. You know, if you followed this channel for a while, you know that I'm more of a small player home guy, so I really like Breezehome because it's all in one spot, you have everything that you're going to need, and if you need crafting stations, you can travel down to Adrian's, and there's just so much to do within Whiterun. Even though Breezehome is one of the smallest and cheapest homes in the game, it's absolutely one of my favorites, and even the interiors of all the shops have been changed with this mod, so there's so much included within this 176.69 megabyte mod that it's definitely worth trying out in your next load order. So if you're looking for a brand new Whiterun retexture, or you're looking to combine a bunch of different mods to create the best Whiterun imaginable, then Shish 15's Boreal Whiterun is definitely a mod I'd recommend checking out, so go download it and experience these brand new textures of Whiterun for yourself. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have pretty much a brand new customizable and fully buildable city in Skyrim. This is Silverstead, a buildable homestead in the Rift. And the mod page reads that Silverstead is a large Hearthfire-inspired, buildable player home and small town with over 280 plus build options to choose from. It also includes plenty of safe storage, Hearthfire-style planners, armor mannequins, and displays for Dragon Priest masks, claws, black books, paragons, and then you have weapon racks, display cases, new merchants, and an indoor smithing area, plenty of room for followers, and it's multiple adoption friendly. And like I said, this is all completely buildable and customizable. Once you get to the actual place that you can build the entire town, there'll just be one little workbench after you actually purchase the land for yourself, and you can create anything that you could possibly want. Decorate it how you'd like, and once you have everything completely decorated, there's so much to take in within this mod. So I'm going to do a brief little tour where I showcase a little bit of what this mod comes with so that you can see it for yourself. Now, as you can see, this mod comes with so much that you're able to do and build within this little area here, and the fact that they were able to squish all this into a 30.27 megabyte mod, I'm incredibly impressed by that, because there's so much that this mod comes with. And if you have all the crafting materials, you can just go crazy and build pretty much anything you'd want within this city and hire people so that you can have merchants and different types of followers. You can build a barracks and have guards that actually guard your homestead. This is a truly amazing mod that allows you to do so much in terms of customizing and building a home of your own, and that's definitely why this mod's featured at our number 2 spot this week. So if you're looking for a brand new player home, or you're just looking to take on the challenge of building a brand new city for new followers and actually creating a little settlement of your own, then Silverstead, a buildable homestead in the Rift, is definitely a mod I'd recommend checking out. So go download it and create this brand new city for yourself. Coming in at the number 1 spot this week, we have a mod that I've actually covered in the past but was then taken down and we haven't seen it for a while, but now it's finally resurfaced and it's actually lower in memory space and looks absolutely incredible. This is SRP Architecture DLCs, and it's a complete retexture of pretty much all of the architecture, whether it be cities, buildings, any type of interior and exterior that you travel to within Skyrim will be completely remastered, and this used to be a mod that took up almost 2 gigabytes in your load order. But now it's down to 686.11 megabytes because it doesn't include the landscapes or, weathers or anything like that. It's just the architecture, and that's just what we need here. There are other mods also that come in with the landscapes if you want to also add those to your list, but I'm more interested in the architecture and DLCs just for this little showcase here, because that's where we're always traveling to. We're going to cities, we're doing quests inside of interiors, and just going all throughout Skyrim and exploring a ton of different areas, and this is definitely one that capitalizes on remastering the most textures in my opinion, and this is all of the architecture like I said. Now as you can see, these new textures are absolutely amazing. There's not any type of texture that I find within this little showcase or just as I was doing my exploring throughout Skyrim that I thought was a little off-putting or out of touch or just wasn't lore friendly or just didn't look right. All of these mods absolutely remaster the entirety of Skyrim's architecture. And I think this is definitely a contender whenever it comes to comparing this between Skyland, because Skyland's been the texture overhaul that we've been using pretty much since the beginning there, and I still think it's one of the best, but this is definitely a strong contender to actually make it so I might be able to switch over in our next load order and actually have a different look of Skyrim instead of just always having Skyland. But let me know what your thoughts are. Do you prefer SRP or do you prefer Skyland? Because I know Skyland covers everything, including, landscapes and stuff like that, and you can get the all-in-one package that way, but we may see another all-in-one SRP mod in the future, and if that's definitely the case, then it might be time to switch over and have a different feel to Skyrim and have some brand new textures in our next load order. I think that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this new remaster of all of Skyrim's architecture textures in the comments down below, and I would strongly recommend downloading this mod if you like the looks of it, because I know I've covered it in the past and I showcased a lot of these textures in a previous episode, but like I said, the mod was taken down. But now it's finally resurfaced, and I want to make sure I always bring the newest mods to you guys, so the fact that it's actually resurfaced and re-uploaded and able to be downloaded again, that's definitely some exciting news in my opinion. So if you're looking for a complete rework of all of Skyrim's architecture and some brand new, absolutely beautiful textures, then SRP Architecture DLCs is definitely a mod I'd recommend checking out. So go download it and experience these brand new textures all throughout Skyrim for yourself. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, or you can join our Discord. I'll be sure to leave the Discord link in the description as well as the pinned comment so you can join us on there and leave mod suggestions there as well. Special shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys later.